Hi, I'm IfDots, and I've wanted to make a video on KnobCon for a while, but I have absolutely no idea how to do it. So I'm just going to talk for a little bit, and then I'm going to maybe intersperse a few clips from my time there, and hopefully that will be illustrative. Yeah. So I've been to KnobCon twice. And this last year, I ended up going and kind of meeting a bunch of people from the Golden Shrimp Guild. I'll link that in the description. But that was really fun. I went to a pre-Friday night mixer through them. What happened Friday night was I was really tired because I was out until 3 a.m. right on Thursday. And then got home, slept, and then I had to figure out what to take. And I decided to take an entire synth setup, which was a stupid idea. Don't do that except if you're playing. I took a video of me unpacking my setup. It was 5 minutes. And I'll just put a little clip of that here for you. I hope this looks really cool. Do you want to watch me take things out of a bag? I don't. But I got 2 KnobCon and I paid for the dinner. I would say don't pay for the dinner. It was really boring. After that, I was really tired from Thursday, so I just went back to my room and I went to sleep. I missed the whole welcome, which sucked because in 2023 the welcome was awesome, but I couldn't do it. I was passing out fully. So Friday was a bit of a bust. Saturday I had a panic attack because there's so many people. There were more people in 2024 than 2023, probably by a factor of 1.5, which isn't super useful, but I masked fully for the entire time I was at KnobCon 2024 because in KnobCon 2023, I caught COVID and I didn't want to do that again. So I tried real hard and I didn't get COVID this time. Masking works. Good times. I saw a few interesting things at KnobCon this year, and I wanted to mention them because these people walk through their product. They're all really cool. So last year there's this thing called the Euclid Grid. It was really neat. I don't think I have any footage, but it was like a Euclidean sequencer in Eurorack. I don't use Eurorack at all, right? So it's completely pointless to me, but I thought it was super cool, and I'm like, people should buy this but I'm not buying it. I have no use for it whatsoever. And I think it's also for the AE, the mini modular format, and then it got ported to normal modular. I don't know, it's weird. But I thought it was really cool. And I saw Landscape Noon last year. My brain really wants to say noom with an M, but it's noon, like the time of day, which is cool, but I don't think is worth $900 for me specifically. But it's very neat. kvgear had stands there. I was thinking about buying them, but they're really expensive. But it's a cool company, and they're local to Chicago. I actually bought a Volca charger from them. It's like a 5 charger thing. So you plug it in and then you can charge 5 things. That power supply works. It's very neat, I think, to be able to support something local. If you have a synth company locally and you like what they're doing, I encourage you to get things from them. The best way to survive and consume in capitalism is to do so from small businesses and individuals close to you. And it's nice to be able to do that. So kvgear, their stand is also pretty cool. It's like a fully modular setup. So you can just unplug and plug stuff real fast. It was really cool. The presenter was really neat too. I'll link that below. The coolest thing that I saw at KnobCon was Grok by Oddment Audio, which is a lot of why I'm making this video actually, because they were so nice. They gave me so much of their time showing all the stuff. And I was looking at it and I'm just like, this looks so stupid. Why would you want this? and they went through their like 10-minute demo, and I was like, oh, that's why you'd want this. Like, it's very straightforward to get to where you want to go. I have a really pretty long demo video, so I'll just pop that in here.
So yeah, I was just mentioning that like some of the grain knobs. So I picked a sample that has a melody in it, and you can see the orange box is sort of showing you the piece of the sample that you're taking. And as I play a note, we're going to see it move forward. So as I change the speed, that's sort of just frozen on that one point, and you can hear that repetition. So that's influenced by the size. So if I make the size smaller, we'll be taking a smaller piece. And then coming back to say I'm going to move it, I'm going to start a little further along. So I'll hit this knob start, and we'll start up here, let's say. And then if I move the speed backwards or to the left, we go in reverse. And as we're going, I picked a melody just because it makes everything quite audible. So if I go like, say, like half speed forward, you should hear the size quite a lot. So like if I make the size quite small, it get really modulated.
What's it called? The artifacts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So each grain is really tiny, and you're getting like edges around the grains. Each grain has like an envelope shape. That's what shape does down here. You can make it more like a bell curve or more rectangular. You can also sort of get it kind of forward edged or backward edged. So yeah, as you make them really small, you get this kind of that artifacty kind of sound. But then as you make them longer, yeah, almost like a delay effect, because you're moving through it slowly and you're taking these big pieces. So yeah, you get lots of different types of sounds depending on where you go. And then the overlap is analogous to a density, which is like often you see that on granular synths.
Like clouds and stuff.
Yeah. And so if you change overlap to be on the left, it gets choppy. Basically, it's like putting gaps between the grains, and you can do things that are very rhythmic. And so something like that, you can sync it up to the tempo. So like if we had a clock going, this would be like in time with it. And that allows you to, just keep things in sync with the beat, or synced up other LFOs or effects. Cool. And then the shape, like now that there are gaps, you'll kind of hear like the hard edge versus the soft. And then the next row does tuning placement, is like left right in the stereo field. Filter is like a bandpass filter, and fidelity is like a bit crusher. And so these are done per grain. That's kind of the interesting part. So if I turn on the filter, so I'll hit this. So here I got quite thin sounding. But because that's done per grain, I can do things like randomize the center frequency. So now you're getting kind of a neat effect there. I could go back, and all of these grain parameters have like a random counterpart. So most of them, it's like that you just tap it and it exposes this randomization. So even like the grain size.
Okay. And I assume you can like assign the LFOs to anything?
Yep. So I've spent far too long before I talked about that, because that's really one of the best features. So let me get a little less crazy, and we can... I'm going to turn off some of that randomization, and then I'm going to use the LFO to modulate the center frequency of this bandpass filter that I've introduced. So here I'm controlling the center frequency, and if I just hold down that knob, it lights up as a modulation destination, and then these are the LFOs as the sources. And so now I just tapped it, kind of like a physical patch connection. And so now you can see those grains going like up and down. That's the visual to show where the center frequency is.
Okay.
So any parameter is a modulation destination. So basically just any parameter on the device, you So here's a filter over here, a low pass filter. Yeah, basically anything you hold it down, and then let's say I wanted to connect the filter to an envelope. The envelopes are down here. So now this filter is being controlled by the second envelope that I have here. Yeah, cool. And the other thing I would add is there's like a really nice delays, some other effects that I didn't go through.
Okay. I think I might play around with it for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me get you back to just like kind of a default patch. You're welcome to just like play around within this patch, or you could try out different sounds if you grab that. But go for it.
So that happened, and then I can't think of anything else that I was shown. If there is anything else that I thought was cool, I'll like record another thing. Editing Iris will give you some more information. But yeah, I ended up going off of the floor. I saw a bunch of shows. The shows were really cool. The cool thing about KnobCon is that there's 2 stages at any one time. There's the loud stage that sucks and I hate it and no one should ever go. And then there's the contemplative stage where you can go, and then when you have earplugs, you can just go and experience music at a normal volume after earplugs and just chill out. I really like the contemplative stage. It's a really neat perk, I guess. I think that the reason that I like going to KnobCon is really because of that stage and because of the friends you meet. Editing Iris here to describe something that I completely forgot to say while recording for 40 minutes. There are these sort of like 2-hour long teaching session things where people try and teach like various things of synthesis. Some of them are really cool, some of them are really boring. Last year there was a really cool one hosted by Travarsi. This year they were a little more boring, but there were some really cool ones.
I thought that was funny. Okay, so it's a whole bunch of covers. And why did he do this? Why did it come out? I think he got the offer from Sony that they wanted.
There's like performing with MIDI. There was this whole thing on this Japanese synth. I'll link it in the description, but it was really cool. There was also one where this guy had like 5 slides that were super tiny. I recorded a video while I was at KnobCon complaining, which is the only reason why I remember. But that video is annoying, so I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use this one instead. In general, I think that the lessons are interesting, but they're not amazing, you know? It's better for me to do them than it is for me to be on the floor having like a mild panic attack. So I'm in most of the lessons, but they could be more engaging most of the time. People who are in Synthland are usually not the world's best presenters. Another cool thing about KnobCon is that sometimes you can meet synthfluencers. Like I've talked to Ben Jordan very briefly, and Red Means Recording and Venus Theory. And I talked to Freebeat a fair bit last year because we were at the same dinner table. So it was very easy to just talk for like the 2 hours that dinner happened. And I think that that's why I liked the dinner last year more than this year. Just kind of pure luck, right? It's nice just to get full confirmation that they're just normal people too. Just wanted to put that in. Editing Iris out again. After that, Sunday happened, and Sunday was really fun too. There was a whole Sunday lunch thing. The Golden Shrimp Guild that I'm a part of had lunch. I had lunch with them. because I'm part of the group. It's weird. I still don't think that I am, but I am. We all took a picture together on Saturday. That was really nice. And before I left, we all did a little jam. So I'm going to put a little video of part of the jam. It was really fun. And that was KnobCon. If you're wondering if you should go, I think it's a little expensive, especially if you're flying in or if you're staying there, like the hotel and everything. But it's really fun. And I think that if you're going like with a group or for a specific purpose, it's totally worth it. Anyways, I've been rambling for a while. Hopefully there's enough in this take here. And if there isn't, I'll add whatever I don't have in post. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, they defeated me in really easy. That's the wrong way.
Eventually it works.
Yeah. Do you want me to hold the camera while you unbox it?
Sure. I was just like, I wasn't going to take the thing, and then another person did, and I was like, I'll just do it. Why not? It's a little...
It's a capsule.
It's a gashapon.
It's a gashapon.
There you go.
Got a gashapon hair clip from the gashapon.
Let's just hear him. So he's making a struck sound and layering that with a longer sound.